Eric, man, A&M, they just wouldn't die, but you guys led for 37 minutes, but you had to keep fighting them off. Just what you think about the way y'all were able to stay in control?
Yeah, I mean, we figured coming into the game that that Texas A&M would play extremely hard and it would be a 40-minute game, just like almost every game that we play them is, and give our guys a lot of credit. We're still tinkering with some of our defensive schemes, and tonight the black block shots were really big between the two Mitchell twins and changing the starting lineup. I mean, I don't know if what we're going to do for Saturday. Maybe we continue to kind of alter based on who we play against, or maybe we'll eventually settle into a starting lineup. I'm not sure.
And then the second straight game, you held a pretty good shooting team under 35, and they said block shots help, but they just seemed like, man, I don't know if they were rushing shots. They were missing a lot of shots in the lane. Just what you think of your defense?
Yeah, I thought our defense against Baylor was as good as any defense that we've played since I've been here, and I thought tonight we did the same. I mean, that was a really, really emotional, difficult loss in Waco. It really was. I mean, we fought hard. We were emotionally ready to play the game, mentally ready, physically ready to play the game. And then practice the last couple of days has been unique in the fact that, Jalen Graham, his Achilles is bothering him. He didn't practice one day. Anthony Black did not practice. We've talked, and Anthony's, he banged knees and has a pretty significant contusion. We were not sure leading up to the game if he would play, and he played 37 minutes and 43 seconds. And then we all know that, Mikel's been battling and playing on what I would consider still a very tender and sore ankle. But these guys are fighting through injuries. It's been pretty impressive to me, especially like Anthony not really be able to get, many reps between now and our Baylor game. And he was in at 10 o'clock last night getting rehab. And so the respect that I have for those guys fighting through stuff. Ricky's, never complained and fought through a really bad back for a 3-game segment as well. So guys are playing hard. The locker room tonight was as good as it's been post game in a long, long time. There was a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of happiness for how Mikel played. And I hope that we're gaining confidence as well.
And then you mentioned Mikel being banged up, but he gets to start on his birthday, flirts with a triple double there. Just what'd you make of his performance on both ends?
Yeah, I mean, as I left tonight, heading to the arena, the one thing my wife said is make sure you start the Mitchell twins because it's their birthday. I said, yeah, okay. Thanks, Danielle. I mean, both of them were good, that's a lot of block shots, but we're doing some unique things with Mikel defensively on where we place him the last 2 games. And we've been trapping a lot more at half court than we have all season long. And so we're adding some defensive stuff, much like we have the last couple of years. And, we have to continue to do that. We have to continue to try to figure out new and different things that maybe the opponent hasn't seen us do much.
And what do you think about the way Jordan Walsh was able to come off the bench and really assert himself into the game?
I thought Jordan was, tonight was a real game changer for us. I thought his energy was phenomenal. He played most of the second half. He approached the game the right way. He probably didn't know till right before the game that he was not going to start because Anthony hasn't been practicing. So Jordan's been in Anthony's spot. But I thought he mentally did a great job of coming in ready to play, played with great energy. And obviously, when we play Texas A&M at their place, we're going to have to do a much better job of defensive rebounding for sure.
Eric, in your opinion, what makes Mikel a sound interior defender other than, 6'10" and long arms? Has he got anticipation or just what do you see from him? As
great anticipation. I think he gets off the floor, Scotty, way better than maybe someone his size and weight. He does get off the floor quickly. He anticipates long arms. He takes pride in blocking shots. And I thought he had some great verticality too, maybe where he wasn't credited with the block shot, but he altered, some shots. And Marble and Coleman are two really physical guys down low. And I thought he did a great job tonight of battling down there. And both of them, when they were in the portal, one of the things that was really important to us was looking at their analytic defensive numbers. And before they got here, they were really good analytically from a defensive standpoint, and they've certainly carried that on here as well.
Hey, Eric, you guys shot right at 50%. What'd you think of that? And Devo and Rick each had 19. Maybe didn't shoot super high percentage, but they got the points,
Yeah, I thought both guys did a good job creating off the bounce as well as, finding seams. They kind of play what I would call a hybrid half man, half zone. They do a good job disguising. They slough, even if it's a man-to-man. It's kind of a softer switch everything type. They went to trapping our pick and rolls with both the 5-man in the first half and then the 4 and 5-man in the second half. And they're a really, really well coached team. And offensively, when you have two players like Ricky and Devo that can create and get their own shots, it opens things up. And certainly the shot selection that Devontae's had from 3 has been really good with his feet set. He's shooting the ball at a really good clip of late from 3.
And you guys really had to shoot well because you had, A&M really took good care of the ball. And they had 8 turnovers, and they really hit the boards hard, hit a lot of second chance points. I mean, what'd you think about how you had to shoot that well to hold them off? Because
I think offensively, Bob, probably in this, obviously we lost at Baylor, but we have a 3-game win streak in the SEC. You throw in a game that we could have won at Baylor against, one of the top, in my opinion, one of the top 15 best teams in the country. We shot pretty well there for most of the game as well. So I'm hoping that our offense is kind of playing catch up right now to our defense, and hopefully we'll continue to progress from an offensive standpoint.
And you really, with the early hole you dug with all those road games, you really had to win at home, and you've done that. Just how I know it's a lot of season left, but how satisfying is that you went 3-0 on this homestand?
I'm real. We had to go. We had to. That's why we've been calling them Super Bowls. We put some pressure on our team the last 48 hours about the importance of this particular game, and knowing that they're coming in here 7-1, and knowing that, when they walked in tonight, we had signs all over of different messages about the importance and the meaning of this particular game, because we know we have really difficult road games coming up. We understand that every game in the road is hard. It was a big game, an important game for us.
You kind of touched on it already, but 24 offensive rebounds is a lot. But I guess if you're going to give those up to have 13 blocks, and it looks like A&M missed 24 layups, so the ability to just contest and alter shots at the rim, how key was that tonight?
I think it's really important. Again, if you're going to hold the team to a low percentage, they're already a great offensive rebounding team, even if they shoot the ball at a good clip. So certainly we're gonna have to clean that up. They took 20 more shots than us. So for somebody to take 20 more shots, only have 8 turnovers, and you still win by double digits, it's, we did some things right as well. So, but obviously we got to get better and continue to clean up. And that's what's really cool about college basketball is you have the opportunity. I'm excited for our next film session to try to get better. And I'm excited to send some individual clips to guys tonight and look forward to watching the game tonight again at home and try to keep getting better.
Eric, Devo's hit at least 2 threes in 5 straight games. I think I've got him 9 of 15 in the last 3 SEC home games. Did you see this perimeter shooting from him coming?
You know,
I know he's done a lot of work behind the scenes, but just to flip a switch like that midseason.
I mean, he's just worked so hard of late. I mean, he's in again today. Like I think I got here at 8, maybe 7:30, and he was already in here. AB came in soon after rehab. He's in shooting. I mean, it's a team that, we're obviously, frustrated at times because we played so many close games on the road, but it's also a team that is continuing to believe in what, that's why Devo's in shooting all the time. That's why AB's in rehabbing at 10 at night and coming back the next morning. I mean, he did everything he possibly. I lifted today for an hour, and he was in there the entire hour using bands and trying to get the knee loose as they've been trying to get the swelling down as well, he and Matt Townsend.
Eric, you mentioned positive signs of the locker room. Could you share what some of them said?
Just a lot of enthusiasm. I think the build up to this game, that, they could feel it. I think the sting of the Baylor game, because we gave it all, I mean, the locker room after the Baylor game was pretty silent. I mean, there was a lot of pain. And so the question is, how do you come back after that? Do you fight, or do you let that linger? And I thought we showed, great toughness tonight with the way that we responded after a fairly short turnaround.
Second straight Tuesday was crappy weather. Tonight was probably even worse with snow on top ice or whatever. I'm guessing there was probably 10,000 plus. What you
just
think of that?
I mean, the student section, I can't say enough about it. I mean, we can talk about all the guys on the floor, but I'm going to tell you right now that our student section had as much to do with the win as anyone in uniform tonight. I thought that they were incredible. I'm getting ready to leave the night, and I say to my mom as I'm walking out the door, because it's her first time being here. It's her first home game that she's ever seen at Arkansas. And I said, gosh, Mom, I wish you could really see Bud Walton. And Danielle snapped back and said, it's going to be a great crowd. And she was right. It's not, what it normally is, but considering the circumstances, I don't want to use the word shocking, because nothing shocks me with our crowd anymore, but it was really, really phenomenal. I mean, the students, I wish we could give them all a big hug and thank them individually, because I know our players really appreciated the student support tonight for sure.
And you kind of smirked a minute ago when you said Danielle told you needed to start the Twins, but you did start them. So,
Not because of her.
Okay.
She might feel differently. I'm going to go home and tell her, great suggestion.
Yeah. Okay.
Thanks, guys.